You've interviewed mushroom entrepreneurs across tons of countries and all around the world. What are some common themes that keep coming up in conversations when you talk with these people, whether it's cultural or business or whatever?
Yeah, thanks for asking. So, I definitely came at all of this from the cultural side. I played in a band in college for 5 years and was heavily experimenting and investing my time and energy with mushrooms and all kinds of other psychedelics. And so that was kind of my point of interest mainly is psilocybin mushrooms and quote magic mushrooms and the whole like cultural side, scientific, financial side that's coming out of all that has sort of been a byproduct of my interest. And like I always say that I got into this by listening to OK Computer on a macro dose, the Radiohead album, super far out. And it sent me to these unimaginable, previously unimaginable dimensions, which were very intelligent, it felt like, and very ancient. Who knows? I mean, I'm preaching to the choir here, I bet. But it was trying to figure out like what's going on there and how come we're not talking about this and how come this isn't a cultural blind spot. So it's sort of been a sort of accidental happenstance that I got into this kind of, I guess, financial side of things, if you will. But what comes up with talking to all these different people, I think that there's a huge amount of ethnomycology knowledge, ethnomycological knowledge, like little pockets around the world of ancestral and indigenous knowledge about mushrooms. But that's just one focal point for a broader relationship with how to interact with the world, how to interact with altered states, things like dreaming and ceremonies for curing illnesses, etc. And that's always been so fascinating to me. Like if you go to a little remote corner of Northeast India, that they have all of these folk tales about mushrooms. And okay, when the thunder hits, then it produces the mushroom spirit comes, and then we give it to someone when they're sick. There's just so much that you can unpack there. And you hear these stories from all over the planet. Like there will be tribes in Norway and tribes in Uruguay or Paraguay that have the same mushroom with the same origin story. And that stuff is just so fascinating to me. The ethnomycological traditions, basically. So those come up a lot where people will say, oh, yeah, the ancestors or the elders of our tribe, they have very detailed knowledge about these different mushrooms, the morphology of them. They'll be able to distinguish which ones are edible versus toxic.